Oh shoot. Perfect. Okay. Let's move this to this side. Did you just notice what the full power I just did? We're supposed to be leaving Houston. I'm over here in Atlanta. My plane is in Atlanta. Look at it. Ah, God, I'm so sorry. I'm coming right back. Oh, Lord. Yeah, this is a risk. This would I don't know what to do at this point. Let me restart XPlane. Bear with me, please. Let me put on some entertainment. Let me see if I can get the flight that we just. Okay, these are some of the recordings I did today. Just enjoy them, please. Let me handle this. Let me take care of this real quick. All right. Where's the video? Here we go. You can see why I was complaining about the texture of the quality of the airport. You see how the airport looks so ancient of days kind of thing? Compare it to a 3D airport. This is a 3D airport. You'll see you'll be surprised that the compare this scenery with this. It's a good one. Compare that. You see the difference? Isn't it interesting? Okay, so we are supposed to be at Houston. And we're supposed to be at we are departing what again? What was that runway? It gave us 8 something. So I'm gonna put it right here. Yeah, I like to put my planes pretty close to where I'm leaving from. So make me have less taxi time. Don't you like that? Isn't that clear? See, that's beautiful, isn't it? So I can't even use that recording because this is the quality of what I want to put out. I mean, there's no comparison, comparing them both. This is another good recording that I made. This is Spirits departing from. To be honest with you, I don't know where this is. Is it Baltimore? I'm not sure. Um,
Pushback failure.
I don't know if it's
Aircraft
Baltimore.
appears do not have any steerable gears.
Okay. All right. So we are where we're supposed to be. So let's get back to our flight now. All right. So we're flying from Houston. We're flying from Houston all the way to Dallas Fort Worth. It's a short flight. It's just 45 minutes. And this is our plane, American Airline. Um, I'm not using VATSIM, but I just created an ID for it anyway. So we get the jetway attached. We get the ground crew drive up. we're flying at 28,000 feet. It's a very short flight, maybe 30 minutes. Okay? I hope you stay with me throughout the 30 minutes. We're gonna get an assumed number 6366. Fine. We'll work with that. Alright. All is well. I'm gonna start the passenger loading app right now. So we don't delay. I'll set it for 10 minutes. Hopefully we're done by then. Alright. Yes, passengers are loaded now. So time to look at our was that it left? Now it's giving me 15 left. Let me see. Because it uses what is the real, what's really out there. So 15, did I say 15? 15 left. All right, that's fine. We'll do 15 left. And did anything else change? No. Beauty cried. Okay. That's it. All right, our fuel loaded. Request data. Insert. And that's it. We're done. Okay. It says 7 minutes. I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I just want to move it a little bit forward. I want to go ahead and have a little quicker line. Okay, so we don't have to wait for 7 minutes for that. All right, because we already spent so much time before we got here. Okay, so I have set everything. Everything looks good. And we know we're getting ready to go. Let me do my walkthrough now. My walk around. I think for every pilot, this must be a moment of a daily, like it's something really to be proud of. You know what I mean? Before you fly the plane, you come out, you look at it, you say, this big thing, I'm the one that's gonna get these people to where they're gonna go. I'm in charge of this. Like I got this. It's a thing of, to me, if I was walking, I'll feel very good about it. I'll feel very good about it. And I don't care how many times I do it. I will never be tired of it because it's beautiful. I can't imagine imagine what it would look like to do a walk around the A380. That one will probably need about an hour. That will probably need an hour walk around. Okay, we're done here. I think the next thing we're gonna see from Sims is the ability to climb stairs. Okay, we're done.
Please review the exit seating responsibilities and the safety guards provided for you. Please make sure that you are able and willing to perform these actions. If you're not, please let a flight attendant know so that way you can be received. You are free to use your portable electronic devices during the boarding process. We ask that larger electronic devices are stowed once we depart from the gate. Thank you and welcome aboard. We're on your time now. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard Flight 1018. Our flight time will be roughly 45 minutes. Please note the cabin door is now closed. We ask that you make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your larger devices are now shut down and stowed. If you have not already, please fasten your seatbelt and verify it is low and tight across your lap. Your tray tables and seatbacks must be in the full upright and locked position for departure. Cabin crew, prepare cabin for departure.
Ground to cockpit, plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready. Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up. Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect. Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake. Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Gentlemen, please direct your complete attention to the flight attendants as they demonstrate the safety features of our aircraft. You will notice a light illuminated above your seat. When this light is illuminated, please fasten your seatbelts low and tight across your lap. To fasten, insert the metal fittings into one another and tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release your seatbelt, lift the upper portion of the buckle. We suggest that you keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the flight as we may experience unexpected turbulence. There are several emergency exits on this aircraft. To familiarize yourself with the emergency exits on this aircraft, please refer to the safety card in the seat back pocket in front of you. In some cases, your nearest exit might be behind you. If we need to evacuate the aircraft, there is lighting on the floor to guide you towards the exit. In the event of a decompression, an oxygen mask will drop in front of you. To start the flow of oxygen, pull the mask towards you. Place it firmly over your nose and mouth, secure the elastic band behind your head, tighten the straps if necessary, and breathe normally. Although the bag does not inflate, oxygen is flowing to the mask. If you are traveling with a child or someone who requires assistance, secure your mask on first and then assist others. Keep your mask on until a member of the crew advises you it is safe to remove it. In the unlikely event of a water landing, a life vest is located in a pouch under your seat or between the armrests. When instructed to do so, open the plastic pouch and remove the vest. Flip it over your head. Wrap the straps around your waist.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake.
To inflate the vest, pull firmly on the red cord only when exiting the aircraft. If your life vest does not inflate automatically, blow into the mouthpieces for manual inflation. Each vest is equipped with a whistle and
disconnecting tow. Stand by.
The seat cushion can be used as a secondary flotation device. Pull the cushion from the seat, slip your arms into the straps, and hug the cushion to your chest. Please securely stow all personal items. Make sure your seatbelts are fastened and seat backs and tray tables are all in their full upright position. We remind you that this is a non-smoking flight, and that includes vaping. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying the smoke detectors located in the lavatories is strictly prohibited by law. All of this information can be found in the safety card located in the seat back in front of you. Please read it and let a cabin member know if you have any questions. Thank you for flying with us again, and we hope you enjoy your flight.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have fun up there.
Cabin is secure, ready for departure.
This is one of the things I like about the XPlane display. You see, if air traffic controller gives you instructions, of course they're not going to say make a right, make a left. You know, they'll tell you, you know, alpha kilo. You know, they'll give you the correct route. But with Microsoft, it's kind of hard to be able to read it unless you actually get the map. But with XPlane, you know, this is pretty easy. The layout is very easy. You can see exactly what where you're going and all that. Please don't forget to like. I'm trying to, you know how Moses split the the Red Sea as they I'm trying to split my Red Sea today. I'm trying to break that 2,000 likes barrier. Like I'm trying to get 2,000. I mean, they did me dirty. They did me dirty for real. You know what these people did? You know what TikTok did to me? So they sent me this message, this competition, and they displayed it, right? Do you know that they displayed the top 10 and then they put my name there? But guess what? Not that I'm the top 10. They're like, they have people that are like millions ahead of me. I'm like, why did you put? Come on, that's embarrassing. Like, why would you? Why would you put me there and say I'm number millionth of whatever? You know, come on, man. I didn't ask for all that. Okay, I think we missed. Okay, this is the way we want to be. I'm recording this, so you're gonna see how easy it is for me to do replays on Microsoft compared to if you were with us a few minutes ago, you would have seen several crashes that we had trying to do recording on Microsoft.
Gentlemen, we have now passed 10,000 feet. You may now turn on your larger portable electronic devices. This is also a reminder to please keep your seatbelt fastened while you're seated and do not congregate in the galleys or near the lavatory.
Thank you, Baba Tay. I see we have a new follower. Thank you so much. This is, unfortunately, this is slowly becoming a lifeline for me. Those of you who have been listening to me for a while, this is just, I've been doing flight sim for a long time, but I never really considered it to be something that one can perhaps try to put out there like that and try to get something out of it. But I decided to start doing that because of the particular situation that I'm in. Those of you who've been listening to me, I have a master's in corporate finance, but I'm very, very, very limited now to what work I can do because I'm nursing my parents. Fortunately, my mom, she has dementia, and my dad, he has his own age issues too, but he's been extremely helpful. Oh my God, he has been extremely helpful in joining me to take care of my mom. So it makes it so difficult leaving the house to go to work, getting called back every time an episode gets out of hand. Suddenly to go from 6 figures to almost 1 figure, you know, it makes it, it makes things, you know, but you know, I about 2-3 days ago, I felt like as if I was a loser. I felt like one part of me felt like, oh my, you shouldn't be at this level. You should be way, 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 way higher than this. You should be a director somewhere. You should be a senior director somewhere. And I looked at myself and I said, no, don't think like that. Don't think like that. Don't think like that. And the reason is because I have been able to influence and help so many people in my life. I've had, and my greatest experience was teaching middle and high school. You know, the last school I taught at, I met one of my students there as a teacher. You know, I taught her in 2004. And in 2022, I met her as a teacher in the school, in a school. She recited the mnemonics that I made them recite before anybody got into my math class. She still remembered everything. So I said to myself, that can be bad. That is not an example of a failure. Okay? Then what about when I went to DC, and as I was about to board the train, there was this gentleman that ran into the train and ran towards me and hugged me so much that I almost fell. In fact, I did fall on the seat. I had no idea who he was. I was like, what the heck is going on? I thought I was, DC. Look, DC is like, is like, anything goes. This is trying to take away from New York its title of crazy. So of course I was like, what the heck? Then he looked at me, he said, Brother E. Immediately he called me Brother E. I knew. I immediately knew who it was. Like I knew where I must have known him from. The people that call me Brother E are those that knew me the time that I was still a monk. So he was one of my, the same class as the other teacher that I just mentioned, Robert. He was one of the students at St. Francis, and now he's a big shot and everything. He saw me. He was so happy. He was in a suit, and that's a plus. That's not a loser. Okay. I've had I mentored about 6 students. About 3 of them have died from gun violence in DC. The others I've watched grow into adults. One of them, when he got his first paycheck, he called me. He said, this is not fair. I said, what's wrong? He said, he worked all this overtime, man. I did this overtime. Look at my paycheck, man. And what is this? What is this? Medicaid? I don't want to pay that. He was really upset. He was upset with all the taxes, and that's part of what I tried to teach in high school, but it never. I was never given the opportunity to do that. In addition to math, I also felt that before the students leave high school, for heaven's sake, they should have some good idea of the financial system. Any student that leaves high school should know how to balance a book. They should know, you know what I'm saying? Like, they should know how to, they should have, in fact, to me, I wanted, if I were the principal of a school, I kid you not, my school would be very, very different. Very, very different. Especially the graduates to be. Before you exit my high school, you need to know how the banking system works. In fact, the schools send off to the students should be to, partner with somebody, partner with Capital One, Bank of America, any of them, go to them. Okay, we have these students, we want to teach them everybody. Part of what we would do as a send-off for the school is to open up give each one a debit card for $10. I don't care, with the parents, something that is like a way of telling them that, look, you've learned everything from us. this is our last invest. This is our seed. We are now. I don't want to use the seed. Oh my God, that gave me trauma. Seed, God, Nigerians like Nigeria pastors and seed. I don't like when I don't want to. I shouldn't have used that word seed, because they used it a lot, and the way they use it, I don't like it. It's not. I'm telling you. Okay. Anyway, so give them something. Make them understand what credit is. Another one was so pissed because he found out when he tried to get an apartment that his father had messed up his credit. The father had gotten an apartment under his name. Yes, I don't know how he did it. I don't even know, but yes. So the apartment, he tried to get an apartment. They told him that he's owing another apartment about $3,600. He's like, what do they mean? They're like, yeah, they gave him the name. Yeah, he has the same name as the father, except there was something that was different. Of course, the age. But the father, I don't know what he did, but I think they didn't do their cross-check well. But they ended up giving... No, they did their cross-check well. It was him, because he did it as a co-signer. But how he was able to manipulate the date, the age of the young man, because he did it when he was like 16. So now he's 18. His credit was already messed up. And this is exactly... I worked at... I've experienced education like Johns Hopkins. There's this wonderful program that Johns Hopkins they run for high school students, and it's for exceptional high school students. If you believe your child is exceptional, please get your child into that program, because I was part of the management team for that program like on 2 occasions, 2 years, and I can tell you that it's a wonderful program. What do they call it again? Johns Hopkins. Oh goodness, it's something for young. Oh gosh, hold on, I'll find it, because I really want. And if you're a parent, if you can get your child in that program, is a summer program. Johns Hopkins Center for Talented Youth. Thank you, CTY. Yes. Do they still do it? Let me see, Johns. Hold on, we need to keep an eye on our descent. Okay, we're still going. Okay, Johns Hopkins. I think they still do it. If you can, oh my goodness, this program is exceptional. Yeah, they do have it. It's a summer camp. But anyway, the reason I mention it is there's a difference. My kids, they don't, this is inner city schools. There's a lot of poverty out there. So what others might be, some families that are well-to-do, they already have this kind of education set aside for their children. Some families have their kids, they already gave them credit cards, they manage them, things like that. They already have set their children on that path. But a lot of my students, they had no idea. It's almost like the pathway was either of these 3 things. It's either you get shot, or you go to jail, or what's the third one? Or you are wounded. It could be many things. But I can tell you, if you line up all my students, very few escaped those 3 that I just mentioned. And I'm so glad that the other three that I mentored, they made it through. It's a wonderful thing. And I had to say to myself, that's not a failure. No, that's not. You know, I think that several times I would think I didn't go as far as I wanted, I leave it to God. Like, God knows best. If I see something that I like and I feel it's good for me, I go for it. If I don't get it, it's okay. So long as I put in my best, so long as I did the application, so long as I represented myself the best, so long as I made sure that I presented myself well, the decision is not mine. It's out of my control. So this particular situation I'm in right now is tough. And I'm not even talking about the financial effects. No, not even that. But the effects on my mom, like just watching her. It's tough. It's tough. It's a very yeah. You know, just watching her. She was a strong woman. She still is. Very, very strong woman. Very strong woman. She devoted all her life to teaching. Maybe that's where I got that whole love for teaching. She really suffered a lot. She really suffered a lot. I remember growing up, several times she had to work without pay. You know, I don't know if they still do it in Nigeria, but there was a time she was a teacher. She and the other teachers, they worked for 6 months without pay. Anyone that quit or complained was fired. And if you get fired, you will not get that money back. You will not get that money that you're owed. And the so-called bastard, who is a governor, I remember watching the priest do special Thanksgiving service for the man. The man that is owing my mom more than 6 months of her salary. Not just my mom, other teachers who are already underpaid. Owing them their salaries. There he is at the front pew, the church, the priest giving sermons. The priest giving special Thanksgiving prayer, calling people to raise their hands and pray for the man. Sometimes I feel like if I start spraying holy water on people, that things would happen. Like sometimes I feel like if there's this holy water that I could get, that if I just spray it on some people, that they are so evil that they would evaporate. There are some people that I do not understand. You know, when people say, one of the things that people say very easily, oh, life is complicated. Life is not complicated. We complicate it. I can understand the complication of life, or whether we have a tornado, now your life is upside down. Yeah, but those should not be everyday occurrences. The everyday occurrences are what we do to each other. Making people go through hell because you can. Making people go through the hell you went through because you feel that everybody needs to suffer like you did. That is one thing that I found so remarkable. My job, when they loved me, they sent me to this seminar to listen and learn from a lot of, it was a seminar in DC that was it was the black top shots in finance and so on. They came and gave talks and people listened. It was so interesting. And I will never forget, I had one question for them. And I wanted to know, what have you done to make the road easily more accessible, less stressful for the person behind you? I don't want to sit and listen for 2 hours on how you are the first to achieve that. You're the first to achieve this. That's wonderful. I celebrate your success. Absolutely. And I believe you 100% deserve every award you get. But it is very troubling to me that in the United States, from my experience, it is not a common thing for people to think about others. It's not. It is too an abnormality. It is too much an how I'm trying to find the right word. It should be an irregular occurrence. Some of you listening to this, you are bosses. You have people under you. You have your favorites. You know those you like, you know those who you detest. And those you detest, they may not have done anything wrong to you. It's just that you don't like them. Therefore, you deny them promotions. Therefore, one small fault that they made that you know you can overlook, oh, you go running and screaming to the HR like you were like, oh my goodness, the world is about to end. But you know you can overlook that. And you know you have overlooked worst ones in the past. But because of who is involved. When they talk about companies are like this company is like that, this company is like this, it's human beings that are in these companies. You don't have a building that is it's human beings. We are the ones. Like I have been in so many companies where they give you the best in writing. Yeah, the 12 steps of that, the 15 steps of that. I had a director that every morning, every meeting we had, he would try to ask people questions based on the different steps of this, the different things that the company espouses, as a question, as a Q&A. But this same person had no clue what harassment meant. And this is a director. If you are one of those people that happen to be at a position and you are wondering, how the hell did this my boss get to this position he's in or she's in? You are not alone. You are not alone. I used to think a lot of promotions. I used to think that most promotions came from hard work. I used to think that most of the people that are promoted are like, oh my goodness, they're like the geniuses. They're like the ones that go above and beyond. I came to find out that it's not true. I believe most people are promoted just, Ted knows James. James is Ted's friend. They go to the same club. They go to the same party. They know this and that. And that's it. That's it. I went to my black HR executive and I showed him the plans that I had for the company. And I told him that I felt like a Ferrari bound to travel at, let's say, 5 miles an hour. That I felt like a Ferrari that is bound to travel at 5 miles an hour. And this is somebody that is myself, an operations manager, that have saved more than 2,500 back orders with more than 98% fulfillment rate in the middle of COVID. The only department that made money. In fact, corporate was asking what we were doing. I got a congratulatory message from the VP because what I implemented, what I created was now going to be adopted company-wide, Fortune 500 company. But one of the reasons that this director told me that he would not promote me was because he said I was not humble. I have a master's degree. The job doesn't require one. I studied for PMP. The job doesn't require one. I'm operations manager 1. The job is operations manager 2. I'm already doing 50-60% of the functions. And why did he say I was not humble? Because he said to me, remember those words I said to the HR, and he was so excited. I told him I feel like I'm a Ferrari driving 10 miles an hour. And he was like, oh my goodness, go and tell the director. This is the kind of thing he wants to hear. Because the director was new at the time. He said, this is the kind of thing he wants to hear. We want this kind of enthusiasm in the company. He was a black man. Those words I said to the director, a white man, sounded different. And those words cost me my promotion. He said that for me to have said that I feel like a Ferrari driving at 5 miles an hour, that I'm too proud. Let me tell him something. I'm going to address him through this. Dear sir, if I put my resume next to yours, there is nothing to compare. There is no comparison. I have a master's degree. You don't. But you are my boss. Okay? You cannot base promotion on people on how you feel about them. And I'm talking to all of you managers out there because that thing that happened, it sent me through so much trauma. I can't even, I'm going to be honest with you. Had I not spent most of my life as a monk? Have I not acquired the discipline? Have I not learned to just close my eyes and just fall and let God catch me? I would have committed suicide. Because you have no idea what it means to put in everything, give everything, put in everything. When I say everything, I mean everything and beyond. Excellence all the way. And I asked, this decision, does it have anything to do? Did you consider my qualifications? He said no. I asked, did you consider my contribution to the company? He said no. I asked, did you consider, what else? It was, what else they're asking? I think it was my being from the inside, that I already know the job. He said no. So basically, I'm not humble. A white man wants a black man that is more qualified than he is to show that he is humble before he would get a promotion. When people talk about DEI and DEA and all that stuff, people need to understand. Look, I'm currently working on I don't want to put it out there yet, but I'm working on a piece of literature, and it is called The Weight of Black. People do not know. Okay. People do not understand it's tough being black. it's tough. It's tough. And I'm saying that not even from an African American, but from an African that migrated to America. So I'm not even, because I cannot even compare what I'm going through with those who have already been here, who were born into it. What sufferings they had gone through. It's tough. It's very tough. It's tough. People just want an opportunity, you know? Everybody's just trying their best. Everybody's just trying their best, you know. We all have families. We all want to take care of our families. We all want to, you know, that's pretty much, a lot of us are not even doing what we're doing for ourselves. If not for my sick parents, I would have gone back to the monastery. Like, my life is so different from what is out here. Like, I can't, like, for somebody who finds it so difficult to hurt a fly, it is very hard to survive out here. I've been hurt. I've been abused. I've been taken advantage of. Like, it's like what I said the other day, that I decided I'm no longer Jesus. I'm going to be Christian. because they've been slapping me on my cheek so much that I don't even know that if it's, because it is very tough, and I'm not trying to sound religious, but it's really tough being a Christian out here. If you're a Christian out here and it's easy for you, you need to let me know what you're doing. Because it's yeah, it's not it's almost impossible, it's hard being nice. Not because of you being nice, but because people do not know how to appreciate nice. They don't know. They take it for granted. They abuse it. And for somebody who loves to help others, this hurt can be deep. Because you care. You care. You care. A lot of people out there care. There are a lot of good people out there. There's a lot of good people, man. There's a lot of good people. There's a lot of good people out there. There's a lot of wonderful, 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 great people out there. But just sometimes, every now and then. So please, I'm begging you, if you are a manager, if you are in charge of others, be fair to them. Be fair. Be fair. Be fair. Please be fair. Be fair. You don't need to like them. They don't need to like you. But be fair to them. Don't judge them by how you feel. If somebody qualifies for a promotion, give them the promotion. Don't try to punish them because you can. What are you trying to prove? This world is a transition. Today you're here, tomorrow you're gone. We're all dust. We can be clinging on to something that, this question is always in my head. I can't get it off my head. What would you benefit? What would be the benefit if you gain the whole world, but you lose your soul? Like, what? What? Do not inflict pain on others and tell them life is complicated. Don't do that. If you have a son, if you have a daughter, just like you would expect them at their places of work to be taken care of, do the same for others. Don't crush people's ambitions because of how you feel. And don't want people to suffer the way you suffered before they get to where you are. It doesn't make sense. It's not. Sometimes God puts us through things so that we make things better for those behind us. Sometimes some of us are meant to be, what's the term for it? Forbearers, like the ones that go ahead. If you've gone through hell and back to get to where you are right now, make sure those behind you don't have to go through that. Think about other people. Think about other people. Think about other people. Think about other people. Some of us, let me tell you something. Some of us, our paths to whatever we think is our wealth, our richness, may be through others. You may not know, but the path, that the destiny, the way God has destined you to become a billionaire is through somebody that you helped. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know. Your blessing can come from others. Your blessing can come from others. So yeah. Left to me, if not for my parents, I would have, oh gosh, I want to go back to the monastery so bad. Like I feel like I came into a world that I wasn't like I don't think I want to be in, honestly. You know. All right. Let's land. Is it me, or does it feel like the plane is slanted? You see what I'm saying? Like I feel like the plane is slanted. Like, just got confused. Where who landed? We landed at KLS2 here. It's Fort Worth. And we're about to pass this runway right here. Jackson. Okay, I see two lines. Which one is it? Is it this or is it that? gonna be, I'm gonna depart from Atlanta to Lagos. Yeah, we're gonna fly Delta 54 today. We're gonna fly Delta 54, and I'm gonna fly. I'm gonna do it in Microsoft. I've not recorded landing in Nigeria before, so let me do that. So give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, now connect to Microsoft. I think is this video playing now? I wonder if this was. Yeah, this is XPlane, and I think it looks like DCA Reagan National. Yes, this is Reagan. No, it's not. It's not Reagan. It's probably PWI, but I'm not sure. That was a good landing. I wish they had something that all my videos can just play like randomly. I'm sure they have something like that. I need to study more. right, I'm setting up stuff for the flight. So like I said, it's gonna be from Atlanta. It's gonna be Delta 54 from Atlanta to Lagos. We'll be using this A350X Delta. What Delta actually uses, what they use is A330. They use A330. I wonder why Delta does. I wonder why they do not use the 787. I've been thinking about it because, funny enough, that's what United. When United was, I don't know, United still flies to Lagos. Let me see. United Airlines. Do they still fly to Lagos? Okay, let me see. Leaving from, I know they were leaving from Newark. So United had, they used to have a flight from Newark to Lagos. To Lagos. Okay, let's see. Yeah. I'm checking on that while I book the while I do my stuff on the sim brief. I'm setting up the flight on sim brief. All right, let's go fly.
We're ready to go when you are. On behalf of the cabin crew, I'd like to welcome you aboard our flight. As you find your seat, be sure to place your larger carry-on items in the overhead bins and smaller items underneath the seat in front of you. If you have trouble finding a location for any of your carry-on items, please use the flight attendant call button over your seat and somebody will assist you. If the overhead bin is full, please make sure you close it as a courtesy to other passengers. Please double check that all your items are put away so that the aisle is clear and other passengers can make their way to their seats. If you're in an emergency exit row, please read the exit seating responsibilities in the card in the seat back in front of you. If you're not able to comply with these actions, please let a flight attendant know so that way you can be reseated. Feel free to use your cell phones during the rest of the boarding process, but we do ask that laptops, tablets, and any other larger electronic devices are stowed once we depart from the gate. Thank you and welcome aboard. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard Flight 54, with service to Nigeria. Our flight time will be roughly 10 hours and 10 minutes. Now that the cabin door is closed, please make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your large devices are now shut down and stowed. Please fasten your seatbelt and make sure that all tray tables and seat backs are in the full upright and locked position for departure. Cabin crew, prepare doors for departure, cross-check, verify straps, and stand by for all call. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the front of the aircraft for a safety demonstration. When the seatbelt light is on, please make sure that your seatbelt is fastened low and tight across your lap. To fasten, insert the metal fittings into one another. Tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release your seatbelt, lift the upper portion of the buckle. In the event that the seatbelt light is not on, we suggest that you keep your seatbelt fastened in case of unexpected turbulence. There are several emergency exits on this aircraft. To familiarize yourself with the emergency exits on this aircraft, please refer to the safety card in the seat back pocket in front of you. In some cases, your nearest exit might be behind you. If we need to evacuate the aircraft, there is lighting on the floor to guide you towards the exit. In the event of a decompression, an oxygen mask will drop in front of you. To start the flow of oxygen, pull the mask towards you. Place it firmly over your nose and mouth, secure the elastic band behind your head, tighten the straps if necessary, and breathe normally. Although the bag does not inflate, oxygen is flowing to the mask. If you are traveling with a child or someone who requires assistance, secure your mask on first and then assist others. Keep your mask on until a member of the crew advises you it is safe to remove it. In the unlikely event of a water landing, a life vest is located in a pouch under your seat or between the armrests. When instructed to do so, open the plastic pouch and remove the vest. Slip it over your head. Wrap the straps around your waist and buckle at the front. Pull the strap to tighten. To inflate the vest, pull firmly on the red cord only when exiting the aircraft. If it doesn't inflate automatically, you may blow into the mouthpiece for manual inflation. Each vest is equipped with a whistle and a light. If you need to, your seat cushion can be used as a secondary flotation device. Please make sure to exit the aircraft as soon as possible and leave your belongings. Please securely stow all personal items. Make sure your seatbelts are fastened and seat backs and tray tables are all in their full upright position. We remind you that this is a non-smoking flight, and that includes vaping. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying the smoke detectors located in the lavatories is strictly prohibited by law. All of this information and more can be found in the safety card located in the seat back in front of you. We suggest reading this and let us know if you have any questions. Thank you for flying with us, and we hope you enjoy your flight. We're ready for departure. Please note, the cabin lights will be dimmed for departure and landing. If you require additional lighting, there's a leading light on the panel above you.
I forgot I had changed my settings to full config, so you can see it was drawing too much on my graphics. That's why I tried to remove the load on it. That's why I put it in this mode. But I may have to remove, yeah, you see, it's really, okay, let me reduce it by, yeah, I forgot to, give me 1 second. And to me, I'll never be okay with playing this game until I can play it in 4K or even 8K in full spec. Okay, I'm gonna reduce it to high end. It should be fine now. Alright, that's fine. Okay, we're on autopilot now, so. So please, if there's any way, there's many ways you can support my channel. You know, you can like, you can share, you can subscribe, you can make a donation, a contribution, whatever. Anything you can do to help, I would greatly appreciate it. I hope to be able to find a remote opportunity that will be perfect for my situation. Because it's a humbling experience not to have. But I guess that's what makes me unique. I've not had so many times that when I have, I understand what it means when not to have. Therefore, I tend to appreciate things at a deeper level than most people. I'm not. Yeah, it's like sometimes I told a friend of mine. I told him that sometimes I feel like the story of Job. You know, that time that God was strolling around and happened to see the devil and say, "Oh, by the way, my man Job. You see how he's doing? Great guy. I love him to death." Was it Job or Jonah? I think it was Job. And the devil saying, "Oh, you think so? Oh, you think he's all that? Okay. Why don't you do this?" I feel like my life is a lot of why don't you do this? Like I feel like the devil has something really personal against me. Like there has to be. There has to be. There's no way he can be so busy with me. Like there has to be a reason why. There has to be a reason why the devil cannot allow me to breathe. You know. It's like one stumbling block upon one stumbling block upon one stumbling block. You overcome this, there's another one in front. You overcome that, there's another one. It's like, gosh, I need to breathe. They say get a degree, I got a degree. They say get advanced degree, I got advanced degree. They say get a certificate, I got. They said you need a PhD. I started working on that. Those are things I can control, things I can do. But in this my situation, having this sick mom, I've never been in a situation where my choices are so limited. But what hurts me is that I have made so many attempts in life to make sure that this kind of situation were it to occur, I will be in a better financial position to handle it. I tried. But I can't control certain decisions that people make. I can only do my best and leave the rest to God. Because what's the point? Why do you want to make yourself sick over decisions that others made about you that you have no control over? Don't forget, nobody but God has the last word in your life. You understand? So some people, that's what kind of helped me to understand the question of why Judas betrayed Jesus. Why didn't Jesus warn Judas, That some people, you can't really understand sometimes when they do what they do, But you just know it's wrong, and you do what you can and leave the rest to God. Sometimes our best prayers are the unanswered prayers. sometimes those some prayers you made, if you look back now, you'll be like, thank God he didn't answer that. You know? I remember when I was a kid, I grew up in a, we didn't have much then. But I remember being so fascinated about orange juice. And I said to myself that I said to God, I wish I would be so rich that I can drink orange juice every day. You know? Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's beautiful. Wow. Oh, yeah, this is a picture perfect moment. Hold on. Let's see the outside. Wow. 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 Oh, yes. Watch this. Watch you see this in the next Delta almanac. Just watch you see this in the next. Oh shoot, hold on. I don't want to miss this shot. I'm taking a picture. Perfect. 20,000 feet and climbing. So I'm going to post that. I'm going to send it to Delta. 20,000 feet and climbing. Delta, it matches their climbing theme. Let me see if I can get another angle. It's beautiful. Okay. Oh shoot. No. I want that. Yes, this is what I want. I want that. Hold on. Right there. Hold it right there. Hold it right there. Right there. Perfect. Most of you that know me, they know I'm also into photography. I like to take pictures. Just go around, take pictures. So this is actually my website. Trying to get Google Chrome. That's it? Yes. So this is my website. Oh, why is it so? Hold on. So what I started doing I couldn't, when it was obvious I couldn't continue like regular office job. And Amazon, I wasn't so happy the way my request was handled, because I really needed to be transferred. I didn't want to leave. It was a great company. I really felt that I really felt that I had a voice in there. I was very excited, you know. But unfortunately, my transfer was not handled in time, or at all, actually. I found out not at all. So I had no choice but to either resign or be fired. So I had to resign. But I felt that I went to several of their leadership meetings, and I really felt several things. One is I was excited. I was very excited about the company. Like, I was excited. And I was excited going in, and I was even more excited when I was in, because going in, my fear was that, I thought it was more like, you'll be given a handbook. You understand? Like, this is all you need to do. 8 a.m. do this. 10 do. I was like afraid of that, because I don't like that. I wanted a, so that was what I was afraid of. But when I got there, I found out that it was a place that was interested in ideas. It was a place that was trying to grow, was looking for ways to grow. Like, oh my goodness, I felt like you should see some of the videos I made. I was singing going to work sometimes, because, you have no idea standing up for 10 hours and you don't even know you've not taken a break. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's to me. To somebody like me, that's what I love. Like, that is it. That's me. That's what I love to do. But unfortunately, the person that had actually suggested my transfer 2 months later had to let me know that nothing. She basically did nothing about it. And now you're telling me it's either I resign or I'll be fired. It was. My problem was that they had no idea the level of talent they hired. During the first leadership meeting we had, everybody in that leadership meeting remembers me and knows me by my name and by my face. I got almost about 3 standing ovations. And they were wondering when I spoke, why I spoke like that. I told them that I've been through so much. And that is what I felt I would be able to contribute to Amazon. I felt that, because prior to coming to Amazon, I had worked in a company that hired people from Amazon. And they always complained. It was almost negative all the time. So coming into Amazon, I was curious. What's all this? But then I found out that it was different. And I'm saying this not because Jeff Bezos may hear this tomorrow or whatever. No. It has nothing to do with that. They are doing something in Amazon. The people that I worked with, the level of their commitment, the level of their zeal, it was almost, oh my goodness, I don't even know the word for it. Like, they were in it. They were in it, and they were in it to win it. Like, they were not playing, And for somebody like myself that liked to work, that loved challenges, I felt like I was in heaven. I probably got the GM angry because before within a month I was already making recommendations like as if I've been there for 30 years. But that's the thing. That's the thing that it's very interesting to me. And it's not like I'm talking too much about myself. It's not that. What I'm saying, and I'm saying this with all the sincerity in my heart, is the honest truth. I have a gift. I have a talent for process. I have a gift for knowing how things ought to work and making things work. I had an opportunity to do this at my other job that finally got me kicked out because I thought that regardless of whether people feel good about me or not, if I can make money for them, that may help people overlook my skin color and everything, but that still didn't work. But I had the opportunity to do something, and I did it. I built something that even though my immediate managers stifled, ignored, bullied, and all that to me, it still made such a huge impact that the VP of the Fortune 500 had to write to look and congratulate me. So to me, that was my way of saying to myself, yes, I can really do this. And you know my point? My point is this. Almost every job I've had has been my first time. And almost all the jobs I've had, I have made huge improvement. Let me give you an example. In 2004, while I was still a religious, a Catholic school in D.C., middle school, St. Francis Xavier Catholic School, they needed a math teacher. I stepped in to help. The idea was it was supposed to last maybe about a couple of months while they hire somebody and, but what finally happened? I ended up in that position for about 4 years. Remember, I have never taught, not in official capacity anyway. I've never taught. 2004. When I came on board, that weekend, I took home the textbooks of my students. Everything that my students looked and read, I wanted to see, I wanted to read it myself. So over the weekend, I took them home. Within 5 seconds, and I'm not saying like I'm a genius or anything. I'm giving honor to God because it is a talent. I have come to admit that it's a talent. Because also it's also a hindrance to me. Because when I come into some offices and I make some suggestions, people don't listen because they feel you've not been there long enough. It hurts me to watch a company go through things that I had that would have saved them millions, but they didn't implement until 2 years later. It was now implemented. And I feel so bad for all those 2 years that was wasted. But people would not listen because they will feel, oh no, how long have you been here? Come on, man, you need to be here for at least 15 years. You need to know the system, study the system. But I'm not good at studying a broken system. It drives me crazy. Do not put me in a situation where I just have to keep reporting the errors. I cannot report an error more than once. If I do it the second time, the third time, no, I have to fix it. I need you to look at me as my manager and say, look, I do not want to see this error again. So, but unfortunately, I came into a position where I was basically reporting errors. And when I posed to them what I believe was the problem that they were encountering, I believe nobody really paid much attention because I've not been there long enough. But I can dare one thing right now. If you hire the best expert right now and ask them to review what I said, what I was suggesting, I guarantee you the expert will be extremely impressed. But back to the school. So I said to the students, so to this, I had a test, an assessment for them. I wanted to know where each person was at because this was math. My experience was that a lot of my students that were acting up in class, they were not bad kids. They just felt alienated. They felt, like they were not part of the class because here I am talking about something they have no clue about. So because math is building blocks, I had to make sure everybody was at the right level, at least by the time they graduated. Today they have a word for it. They call it diversified learning. In fact, in education now, it's a big thing. It's one of the big things now that every school now, every school now espouses that. Like, yes, we're all about that. But this was in 2004. The first problem I had was the parents. The parents didn't understand. Why? What do you mean? What do you mean my child has to sit in this table and not in that table? Why? My child has been an A student all his life, all her life. What do you mean? Yeah, I was under attack. I had a lot of things going bad for me. One, I was a monk. Two, what was the other problem? I had a very thick accent. I remember when I was new here, oh my goodness, I had to go around with a paper and a pen. Because I just got tired of people saying, say it slowly. Like just say it slowly. Okay. Mm-hmm. I was like, okay, here. It was okay then. Anyway, so so I got I was doing that in 2004. I told the principal, trust me. I need you to trust me. Because the parents they came after me. I said to the principal, just trust me. Give me some time. I know what I'm doing. Give me some time. Okay? While I had the principal going through that, the next thing was I came and I made a request. I did my research and I found what is called a smart board. At that time, they were using the smart board mostly for conference displays and all that. This was 2004, 2005. I asked the principal for money to buy the smart board. He said they already did the budget for the year. So I said, okay, no problem. I used my own money. I rented a Yukon GMC. My gosh. Wow. That's it. That's a truck. I rented a Yukon and drove all the way to Chantilly, Virginia. Acuity. Yes, Acuity, yes. Acuity. Acuity. That's their name. Chantilly, Virginia. And I bought a smart board. I brought it home, installed it in the school, and I did everything I could to adapt my class lessons to the smart board. So I started using it as a teaching tool, not as a display tool. It was a huge experience in my classroom. And it made a huge difference. I believe more than 39% improvement in the scores of the kids. Now, trust me, when you are in education, when you are in K-12, double digits improvement is not something it's close to the Oscars and the Grammys back to back. Okay? I can tell you, if there's any principal listening to this and hears that there's somebody in 2004 that had something that was working and brought about almost 35% increase, that principal may fall off their feet because they know that what they normally hear is 1%, 2%, if at all. But believe me, it was huge. The principal paid me back the money that I spent, and he bought a smart board for every single classroom in that middle school. And so I was tasked. I became the math chairperson. So I had to try to develop a curriculum for the entire middle school, especially for math, that is adapted to the smart board. I have never been a teacher. I have never taught, not in any official capacity. But in 1 year, I was able to improve student scores by more than 35%. In 1 year, I was able to cause a capital investment in the school, the smart board, for every single classroom, because the effect was astonishing. And this was in 2004. But it didn't stop there. One of the things I needed to also combat was my students were, parents were complaining that, why is my child failing? They don't come to parents-teacher conference. Of course they don't, until the child is about to fail. Then it becomes an emergency. Oh, those parents, I have a word for them. Oh yeah, I wait for them at the end of the school year. Oh yes. Those text messages, those calls, those emails, those letters that were sent home, you ignored all that. And now that I have successfully done everything to make sure I wrap up in enough time to go home and relax, you now need my attention. Oh, Lord. There's a word for that, but we can't use that here. But anyway, so, as I was saying, I've never taught, but that's just... So, the Acuity, they wanted me to be a salesperson for them. He said he wants to hire me on the spot. I said, no. I said, no. He said, because they have finally found somebody that was able to adapt this to what they really want to push it as. And that is as a tool in the classroom. Not as something that somebody's making a presentation and play around with it. No, but actually teaching with it. Educating, because you don't those kids is educating them. So part of the problem was that the kids would complain that, oh, I went to the dentist today, so I didn't do my homework. Oh, I didn't know what we did in school. Or the parents would say, I tried to help Joe or Jamie, but I didn't because I didn't know how to do it. I said, no problem. I started recording my lessons. Every day, at the end of the class period, at the end of the school day, I will upload videos of what we did in the classroom. I will upload their homework. And I created sections for the parents that shows them how to do that homework. And they're even able to access their kids' grades online. 2004, 2005. I've never taught before. Today, after almost 10 years, it is now a common. It is now a thing that is expected of every school. It was a noble idea then. No school had such functioning thing. But do you know what happened at the end of all this? So, the principal called me one day and said to me that the consortium, they decided that we should shut everything down. So the website where I had the teaching aids, it was shut down. The website I was posting my classroom teaching, and it wasn't even a video. It was just a recording of the board, like writing, touching, like things. Yeah, remove that. And my contract was not renewed. And I think that I may have learned a big lesson from that incident. And the big lesson I learned is that a lot of what we think, a lot of people are not trying to solve the problem. A lot of people are interested in maintaining the problem. You understand? So, if you come into a job, an occupation, and you're tasked with solving the problem, and you not only make proposals, but show that you have solved the problem, and the response is to get rid of you, then it's something behind the scene. There's something else. And I think I figured out what that something else was. And that was this. While I was going through the textbooks, the math textbooks of my students, I was wondering why it was so archaic. Why was it so old? So I called up the other high school, the other Catholic high school in Georgetown. And I asked them what their math textbook was. You guessed it. I got a copy of it. It was all beautifully done. It was all black. It was all colored. Remember, I always believe the best in people. Without thinking much of what I have stumbled upon, I reported it to the consortium. and I was upset. But I was upset thinking that every other person would be upset. Maybe that this was something that was overlooked. It never occurred to me that it probably was intentional. And woe betide me to think that a Catholic school would ever think of such. So we dismantled everything and my contract was not renewed. I was so devastated that I left education. I said I would never teach again. I said I would never teach again. Never, ever teach again. And this was in 2004. And remember what I told you when I started earlier? I started talking about the school, one of the schools I taught at that was closed due to COVID. That was closed at the time of COVID. One of the teachers there was one of my students in the Catholic school, 2004. She recited for me the mnemonics I made them recite every morning before coming into my math class. This is like, when was that? When did I meet her? Let's say 2020. 2004. She was able to remember what I taught her 16 years after. Or was it the one that I told you was at the metro? Or the other student that I don't even know all these students. They just come to me. And once they say Brother E, I know immediately where they know me from. And that's from the Catholic school. I was at the school at the front desk. A lady came to deliver the mail lady. And immediately I said something. She turned and she said, Brother E. I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, she's like, it's me, Jasmine. I'm like, oh, Jasmine. Like, oh, I have to pretend it. I couldn't remember her. Of course, it's such a long time ago. But yeah. You can't tell somebody they are not good at teaching if after 25 years, after 20 years, students still remember and recite. So I was devastated, and I said no more. I said no more. Obviously, we are not, I must have ruffled some feathers. Because immediately I brought up the topic about the textbook. The next day, the whole textbooks of the math textbooks for the whole 7th grade was changed. Like, it was immediate. Like, when I say immediate, I mean, it was immediate. It was immediate. I never taught before. And it's not just, it wasn't just not it. Several instances. Every single job I have done, I have left it much better than I met it. Every single job that I have ever had, I always left better than when I met it. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. I would really like I would like somebody that would take a risk on me. And I say this because I believe that I have great potentials. And that for some reason, I don't know why, maybe it's my personality, because I try to be nice to everybody. I try to be at peace with everybody. You know? And that has, sometimes it has backfired. Sometimes it has backfired. Like, you know, being nice, people can take it for granted, you know. But that's okay, so long as the opportunity, so long as it can be done, it should be done. So long as it's possible, like whatever invention, whatever problem you're trying to solve, it can. If we really are serious about solving problems, I believe that if we decide to end world hunger, we will end world hunger. If we decide to end gun violence, we will end gun violence. If we decide to end homelessness, we will end homelessness. Whatever we decide to do, if we put our minds and our hearts to it, we shall get it done. That's my kind of, that's kind of where I come, that's the kind of thing that drives me. Because it is deeply rooted in the belief that my success is not singular. All right, we've talked enough tonight. Life. Life. So much to talk about, so much to listen to, so much to learn, so much to unlearn, so much to remember, so much to try to forget. So much joy. So much painful joy. Remember what I said earlier? I feel like my life is just one challenge after the other. And I can tell God is building me up, but for what? Because the weight, I'm lifting more and more weight. When I look back and see some of the things I've overcome, I smile. They are now a breeze compared to the one that I just overcame. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like during the time I was working on them, they felt so huge. They felt like, insurmountable blocks. But now that I'm on a different level, I'm working on ones that even then I couldn't even imagine this level of, distress. I pray that I'll get an opportunity that I can make good money for my employer and for myself, so I can take better care of my mom and my dad. If somebody says to me now, they're going to give me some money in advance, but I'm going to commit to working for them, with them. After they, I just want to take care of them. And I believe Amazon was the perfect. I really do. I really do. I feel like they lost something. And I don't think they realized they lost something. Because there is something that I was going to bring to Amazon. And what I was going to bring was twofold. What I wanted to bring was, I wanted to be one of the people that would bridge the gap between the upper leadership and the lower tiers, the lower leadership tiers. I wanted to bridge that gap. I felt it would make a huge difference. I wanted everybody to feel cared. The only difference between us should be our difference in responsibilities. I felt that I would bring that to the company, and I felt that it would make a huge difference. And then the second point, and it kind of ties to this first one, is the way I want to do it. One of the ways I wish to do it was to be part of the leadership training group. I want to talk to leaders. I want to talk to leaders. I want to talk to leaders. I have seen good leaders. I have seen bad leaders. And I can tell you their stories. And I can tell you some of the things that some people are still even doing today That is part of the problem. So yes, I miss them. But sometimes, you do your best. What you have no control over, you have no control over. You do your best and just leave the rest to God. Sometimes things don't make sense, but try not to be the one that makes it not make sense, please. When you say to your associates, life is complicated, please don't be one of those complications. Let the complications be bad weather. Let the complications be 7 feet of snow. Let the complication not be me because I had a bad day, and therefore everybody will have a bad day. I've had leaders like that. Their temperature is the temperature of everybody, period. If they're having a bad day, they will let everybody know, and they will let everybody feel it. Why? Why? Be nice to people, please. There's so much pain out there. Unnecessary pain. Unnecessary pain. People are suffering for no reason. Do not use your influence to make another person's life more difficult. Even if you have the power, please don't. There is karma. Karma is a reality. Your workers don't need to love you. You don't need to love them. But you need to be fair to them. If somebody deserves a raise, give them the raise. If you know somebody who is working very hard, acknowledge them. And when I say acknowledge, I don't mean just say it in passing. Say it like you mean it. I was going to say treat everybody like you would want to be treated, but then the company will be bankrupt. Because I know you want more money. You want more money. More money, more money, more money. You want more money. There's nothing wrong with that. It's all good. But yes, it's right now I'm broke as hell. Like I'm broke. But if you see me, you would think I'm richer than Elon Musk. I am content. Like there is and I'm part of when I was in the monastery, During simple profession, they will ask you to pick. You pick a quote, a phrase, and that will be your phrase for your entire monastic life. And there is this phrase. There is this phrase that, oh my God, this phrase transforms me. This phrase does something to me, like in a way that nobody can understand. This phrase strikes me deeper than anybody can understand. And it is very simple. To know God is infinite wisdom. To know God's power is the root of immortality. To know God is the root of all wisdom. To know God's power is the root of immortality. That is it. That's it for me. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That is what drives me. That is what propels me. You will not see me in no church. You will not see me in no front pew. But I can tell you one thing. I cannot hurt a fly. Literally. I have broken hands and feet trying to get a fly to leave the house. Because I can't get myself to kill it. Because I look at it as all of us, in all our wonders, in all our greatness, in all our smartness, in all our intelligence, in all our everything, we cannot create anything as complex as that fly. We cannot. Snake is a different matter. Yes, snake is a different matter. Let me tell you this story. Oh gosh. Years ago, when I first came to the States, I remember I was trying to get looking for someone that needs a roommate, that would like to have a roommate. So I went to this house, this apartment. It's an apartment. No, it's a house, a three-bedroom house. So, he showed me the room that he was renting out, showed me the living room, showed me showed me around the house. But there was something that caught my attention. Something that looked like that was a box. The box of that box was like, okay, imagine a door. Yes. Imagine the size of your door, right? A cuboid like that. The size of your door, a cuboid like that. Now, I was like, oh, what's that? Oh my God. He said, that's Tom. I said, huh? He said, that's Tom. I said, what's Tom? Because I know it can't be a human being in that box. He said, oh, is his anaconda pet. Oh my Jesus. this TikTok they do now where you see somebody, you look away, you don't see the person again. Yeah, I initiated that. I'm telling you right now because when he said that, I think I left through the door. Like I didn't open the door to leave. I think I zipped through the door. Do you know what he told me? He said, "Oh, Tom doesn't come out till very late at night. Sometimes if you come out, he may be around the restroom area." I'm like, "Please tell me that this is a joke." I'm coming to use the restroom and I have to wait until the anaconda finishes. Have you ever look, I know one day I'm going to die. I know we all have to die one day. But please, when I meet whoever is at that gate, whoever is at that heavenly gate, whoever is at that gate of death, whatever that gate is, I really want to make sure I have a good excuse of what brought me to that gate. Like, it has to be something concrete. I cannot come there and say that an anaconda ate me. Hold on, my dad is calling me. Hold on. Yeah, Daddy? Hold on one second. Hey. Butter? That's my dad. He's reporting my mom. So I don't know if you've ever experienced someone with dementia, but the problem is that my mom would misplace, because I don't want to say hide, because hide shows an intention, right? So I would say misplace things. She'll just pick things up and wrap them up, like almost like bag them up. And of course, you're now looking for that thing. You can't find it. You can't ask her because she can't help you. You know what I'm saying? So there was something he's been looking for. So he just came to report that, oh, he found it, and it was my mom that hid it. Oh gosh, yeah, Anyway, so what was I saying? I think where was I? Yeah, so I like challenges. I like the best job I would have is something that could be broken down into projects, because I don't want people thinking I'm trying to take their job. I would like to work in teams like that, learn in teams. I feel I have a lot to share. I feel I have so much to share. And the other thing is, I don't feel I have much time. And let me explain what I mean. um, when I was young, I was very fascinated by death. I was so scared of death. I was scared of dying. Sometimes I would not sleep because I'm afraid I would die. That's how scared I was of death. And I remember praying to God when I was little. And I remember saying, to God, when you're ready to take me, I want to be ready. I want to be close to ready. Because you can never be fully ready. I want to not be afraid to go. That's the point. The past few years, despite the stumbling blocks I've encountered, they have actually ended up strengthening and deepening my faith in God. Because it got to a point where I had to admit, no one can help me. No one is ready to help me. And the truth is, nobody owes me anything. Nobody owes me anything. I can tell you right now, I have this happiness. I have this joy. I have this calmness. I have this I have seen the power of God in my life. I cannot deny it. I cannot deny it. And it really strengthens me, because there are times when I have hit rock bottom, like it's like somebody that is so hungry they fall asleep. All right, time to go. I didn't know it's already 9:14. Gosh. Oh, let me see what I can. What's and today is Friday night. I usually do I do taxi transportation whenever my mom and dad they're able to go to bed. So that's why I was looking at the time for. And that also has been an interesting experience for me because I've been opportune to drive more than 1,000 people and I have more than 1,000 conversations that I had. There are good people out there. There are good people out there. Have a good night. Please don't forget to like, subscribe. I think at some point I'm going to end up with. I was going to do a docu-series on some of the experiences I've had, especially this particular one that I'm going through now. That is the most limited I've ever been. You're talking to somebody that used to have 3 full-time jobs. Yes. I remember the good old days. Yeah, 3 full-time jobs, 2 full-time jobs, Monday through Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 18 hours straight. There's so much. Have a good night and take care of each other. Yourself and each other. Take care. Our flight we should be arriving in 8 hours and 43 minutes. So that will be, I'm going to be back online around 5 a.m. to land the aircraft. 5 a.m. Eastern or 4:30 Eastern, around that time to land it. Right now it says our ETA is 8 hours and 43 minutes, which is interesting. Oh, that's why. Look at this. Look at the speed. Wow, 534. Maybe that's why it gave me 35,000. Is it a step climb? Oh yeah, so what I was showing you, I'm sorry. Yeah, so this is what so these are some of the pictures. I forgot I was showing you this. Yeah, so these are some of the pictures. I post my pictures on here. Like I just take pictures anywhere I go. I take pictures. And I keep updating them. Then there's another one, architecture and landmarks. It could be a picture of anything. This is the Catholic the crypt church under the Catholic Baltimore Cathedral. That's Baltimore Cathedral right there. That's this is the Shrine of the Immaculate Conception in D.C. This is D.C. That's Canada. Look at what they have in Canada. Niger jollof, the best jollof by far, by the way. Yes, Nigeria has the best jollof. Let's start that war again. Union Station. This is all Baltimore. I do this, and I also just take pictures. Just take pictures. Just take pictures. So if anybody is interested in some kind of picture project, paid picture project, please let me know. I can do that. I have a very good equipment, as you can see. So anything that can help me get an extra buck while I go through this tough time will be greatly appreciated. So that's it. These are walls in Baltimore. This is Baltimore. This is DC. This is the harbor, DC harbor. Baltimore, DC, Baltimore, Canada. All right, yeah, I'm yawning, so that means it's time to go bed. Okay, everyone, thank you so much. Don't forget to like, share, and I hope to see more of this later on, because I really enjoy flying this flight sim. I enjoy it a lot. I enjoy it a lot. I couldn't be a pilot because I have bad astigmatism. I have bad eyesight. So anyway, that's it. Good night. We'll see you in the morning.